Layla lived in a village where dreams were as rare as summer snow. It was a place of routine, of work, of lives etched into the land. But I held a secret inside me. I dreamed of colors. I yearned for beauty. I wanted to be an artist.
From a young age, Layla would find scraps of paper, discarded charcoal bits. She would sketch the world around her. A bird in flight, a wilting flower, her grandmother's weathered hands. Each drawing was a whisper of her longing, a prayer sent into the void.
But the village held no space for such dreams. Art was for the city folk, for those with means and leisure. I was told to be practical, to focus on what was real. And so, my pencils sat idle, my colors unmixed, my heart heavy with unspoken desires.
Life in the village was a solitary affair for Layla. Days bled into one another, a tapestry woven with the mundane. She helped her mother in the fields, her hands calloused, her spirit weary. Yet within her, the embers of her passion still glowed.
I found solace in nature's embrace. I saw art in the way sunlight danced on a spider's web, in the vibrant hues of a sunset, in the intricate patterns of a fallen leaf. These became my secret gallery, a place where my soul found expression.
She would close her eyes and envision canvases splashed with colors, her fingers itching to translate the world onto paper. The desire to paint, to create, was a constant hum beneath the surface of her everyday life, a melody waiting to be played.
I knew I couldn't silence this yearning forever. I had to find a way to unleash the colors trapped within my soul.
One day, a tattered poster fluttered in the wind, caught on a fence post at the edge of the village. It depicted a swirling vortex of colors, a kaleidoscope of emotion frozen in time. Beneath it, barely legible, were the words Art Exhibition, City Centre.
My heart skipped a beat. It was like a beacon, a lifeline thrown across the chasm of my dreams. For the first time, the possibility of art, of others who spoke the language of my soul, felt tantalizingly real.
The city, a distant and unknown entity, suddenly transformed into a land of promise. Layla knew she had to go to witness this spectacle of creativity, to breathe the air that inspired such artistry. It was a risk, a step into the unknown. But some desires are too powerful to ignore. The fire within her, banked down for so long, began to roar.
The city? What business do you have in the city? We have work to do here. Dreams are for those who can afford them.
And there it was, the wall that stood between Layla and her aspirations. Her mother, her brow etched with years of toil, couldn't fathom the yearning that consumed Layla. How could she? Survival, not art, was the language of their world.
But Mama, it's just for a day. To see, to learn. Don't you see this could change everything?
Her mother's eyes, reflecting years of weathered dreams, softened for a moment. She saw the fire in her daughter's gaze, the desperation in her plea. It was a reflection of a longing she herself had buried long ago. The journey to the city was long and arduous. Layla clutched a single precious coin, her life savings, enough for entrance to the exhibition. Each bump in the road, each cloud of dust only served to heighten her anticipation. Stepping off the rickety bus, she was greeted by a cacophony of sound and a kaleidoscope of sights. The city pulsated with a frenetic energy that both intimidated and exhilarated her. Yet, Layla pressed on, drawn by the invisible thread of her artistic yearning. The exhibition hall stood majestically, a temple dedicated to creativity. Layla, clutching her coin like a talisman, joined the queue, her heart pounding in her chest. With each step closer, the murmur of the crowd faded, replaced by the thrumming of her own anticipation. This wasn't just an exhibition. It was a pilgrimage, a declaration of her unspoken dreams. The world exploded in a riot of colors as Layla stepped into the exhibition hall. Paintings of all sizes adorned the walls, each one a window into another soul. She wandered through the hallowed halls, mesmerized, her fingers itching to touch, to feel the textures, to understand the stories whispered with the brushstrokes. And then she saw it, a canvas that seemed to pulsate with life, a whirlwind of emotions captured in oil and brushstrokes. It was a depiction of a storm, but not a literal one. This storm raged within the human heart, a tempest of fear, of doubt, of the struggle for self-expression. Layla stood transfixed, recognizing the reflection of her own internal battles. The artist, a woman with eyes that held the wisdom of 1,000 stories, saw Layla's rapt attention. Their eyes met, a silent acknowledgement passing between them, a shared understanding of the power and importance of art. In that moment, Layla knew she wasn't alone in her journey. The storm within her, the one that threatened to consume her, was a shared human experience, one worthy of expression, of exploration.